Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today we're mapping the absolutely incredible evolution of a stubborn kid from West Delhi into a global sports icon. We're going to take you on a journey of pure resilience, unmatched passion, and what it truly takes to rise from the ground all the way to the sky.
So picture this. It's 2011. India just lifted the World Cup, and a young Virat Kohli drops this legendary quote. He carried the burden of the nation for 21 years. Now it is my time to carry him. Just, wow. It was this massive passing of the torch. Sachin Tendulkar, his absolute childhood hero, was handing the baton to a young superstar who was entirely ready to shoulder the dreams of over 1 billion people.
But, to really understand the king, we have to first look at the boy. Section 1, Birth of a Legend. His life accelerated incredibly fast. Born in 1988 into a modest Punjabi family, everyone affectionately called him Chiku. By 1997, at just 9 years old, this fiery kid, who was literally known to cry and refuse to let go of his bat in street cricket, joins a proper academy. His coach spotted that unique fire immediately. But then, tragedy hits. In 2006, at just 18, he faces the ultimate heartbreak. His father, the man who held his hand all the way to that academy and his absolute biggest supporter, passed away suddenly from a heart attack. I mean, can you imagine? Instead of mourning at home with his family on the day of the funeral, he made a choice. That day, his childhood died, and a legend was born. An 18-year-old Virat walked right onto the pitch, tears in his eyes, and scored 90 crucial runs to save his Delhi team from defeat. He only broke down and wept after he got back to the dressing room. He showed this unparalleled mental fortitude that basically told the world, I am built completely different.
And that exact same grit followed him right to the international arena. Section 2, Stepping into the Spotlight.
This unshakable fire was on full display on the biggest stage imaginable, the 2011 World Cup final at Wankhede Stadium. India is chasing a daunting 275 against Sri Lanka. Disaster strikes early. Virendra Sehwag and Sachin Tendulkar are out. The score is stuck at a super fragile 31-2. The stadium is just deafeningly silent. A whole nation's dream is crumbling. And who walks into this pressure cooker? A 22-year-old Virat Kohli stepping up to face the fiery bowling of Lasith Malinga and Muttiah Muralitharan. Against all odds, he builds a crucial 35-run partnership with Gautam Gambhir. Now, in the grand scheme of a massive run chase, 35 might seem like a really small number, right? But actually, it made a colossal statement. It silently told the world that when the giant trees fall, this young man will stand tall against the storm and steady the ship. And his fierce loyalty extended well beyond the national team. From 2008 all the way to the present, he's worn exactly one jersey, Royal Challengers Bangalore. In an era where players are constantly switching teams for money or immediate glory, he's remained totally dedicated to RCB's red and gold. Remember 2016? He literally batted with bleeding stitches in his hand to score 4 centuries and an absurd 973 runs in a single season. It just proves that true champions rule the hearts of fans even when immediate trophies elude them. However, every great hero faces an abyss that threatens to break them, right? Section 3, the ultimate transformation. For Virat, the absolute lowest point was the catastrophic 2014 England tour. Just look at this stark contrast. Destroyed by Jimmy Anderson's swing bowling, he fell into near depression, feeling totally isolated and scratching out an abysmal average of 13.4 across 10 innings. Critics completely wrote him off. But then, 4 years later in 2018, he returns, faces the exact same conditions, and completely conquers them with a dominant 600 runs. So how on earth do you orchestrate an epic turnaround like that? Well, he looked in the mirror and realized he needed a massive change. He quit the butter chicken, dropped the sweets and rice, and totally turned his body into a machine. He essentially became a yogi, sacrificing all his favorite Punjabi foods to revolutionize his physique. And in doing so, he ultimately revolutionized the entire fitness culture of Indian cricket. Taking over the captaincy from MS Dhoni, he injected this ruthless discipline right into the team's DNA, creating a whole new Test cricket culture. His philosophy was simple: play to win, never just to draw. He brought a fearless, eye-to-eye aggression that didn't back down from anyone. Under his leadership, India created an impregnable fortress at home and did the absolute unthinkable, conquering Australia on their own soil. He taught the team to answer fire with fire.
But even the most finely tuned machines can falter under the weight of time and unimaginable pressure. Section 4. The Comeback King. Could the king reclaim his throne? After 2019, a devastating century drought hit. We're talking over 1,000 days passing with intense struggles, the loss of his captaincy, and immense mental health battles. The entire sporting world was holding its breath, basically asking, is his legendary era finally over?
But true greats always respond. The resurgence kicked off at the 2022 Asia Cup, where he finally broke the drought with a brilliant century against Afghanistan. But notice how he celebrated, not with his trademark aggressive roar, but by humbly kissing his wedding ring. It was a sign of immense gratitude, and this set the perfect stage for October 23, 2022, the T20 World Cup at the Melbourne Cricket Ground against arch-rivals Pakistan.
With India crumbling, needing an impossible 28 runs of just 8 balls, he produced what they called a shot defying the laws of physics. He hit the fiery Haris Rauf for a straight 6 right over the bowler's head, off the back foot. It was a shot born of pure, accumulated penance that completely defied logic, giving 1.4 billion Indians the most unbelievable Diwali gift they could ever ask for.
His return to the peak wasn't just about winning matches, though. It was about honoring the very foundations of his incredible journey. Section 5. An Unmatched Legacy.
Think about the sheer weight of the number 50. At the 2023 World Cup semifinal at his beloved Wankhede Stadium, he broke what was once thought to be a totally impossible record, Sachin Tendulkar's 49 ODI centuries. When he hit that 50th, he took off his helmet and bowed deeply to his childhood idol watching from the stands. It was this perfect, emotional, full-circle moment where the student offered the ultimate tribute to the master.
But his legacy shines way beyond monumental numbers. It shines in moments like 2019, when he turned to a hostile crowd and asked them to applaud Steve Smith, proving that human respect and sportsmanship absolutely trump bitter rivalries. And it shines in his ultimate team triumph, winning the 2024 T20 World Cup in Barbados. The whole world watched his tearful, triumphant embrace with Rohit Sharma, both legends wrapped in the national tricolor, proving that when the goal is the nation, all differences dissolve.
That magical, tear-filled night in Barbados marks the end of his T20 international era. But don't worry, the king remains firmly planted in ODIs. He still has this fierce, burning dream pushing him forward. His next target? Lifting the 2027 ODI World Cup. The journey is definitely not over.
Records will break, but will we ever see this passion again? Future players might come along and score more runs. That's just the nature of sports. But I'll leave you with this. Will the cricket world ever again witness the sheer attitude, those intensely fiery eyes, and the absolute unmatched passion of King Kohli? It's something to truly marvel at. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. I hope you found this breakdown as absolutely fascinating as I did. Keep learning and keep that fire alive.